for Gather with Nanny Bubby. Say hello to Thomas Meyer.
Hello.
My very famous designer who's here every quarter or so, right? He was here in January helping us with my mother-in-law's 90th birthday. Outside on the patio, it was finally kind of done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still had 4 months to go that it was going to be done for her 90th birthday. And then we made gypsy stew right after Super Bowl, I believe.
Right.
And so we have a very good time together. And Brenda said, Marla, you cook, you garden, but you rarely show that you gather. And that's actually true. And the reason why I don't actually show more gathering is that when the family is here, when friends are here, I literally divorce myself from thinking of all of you. And I think about the moment I'm in with the people that are here to share. And so I forget to take pictures and forget to do things. And so Brenda brought to my attention this would be a great time.
Absolutely.
To show all of you some of the techniques that we use to pull the house together to do a fabulous meal for the family for my husband's 71st birthday. So with that,
We've got some people who've joined us. So
Okay.
Sue Schwaber-Plattner
oh, hey, Sue Plattner.
and Tanny Bennett-White.
Oh, Tawny, yes.
Tawny,
Hey,
yes.
Love Tawny.
So we've got them here already, and they're very excited to be here.
Oh,
Great.
Good.
Great.
All right, so we're going to start actually with flower arrangements for the table, and then we're going to go into the dining room, and I'll show you how I set the table. Or Tom will show you how he helps me set the table.
And Cynthia Berman.
And hey, Cynthia Burnham. And also, the truth is that when it comes to just a family dinner, I am capable of setting my own table.
You are.
And I am capable of doing my own flowers, although I've done them the same way all the time. I never change. I've learned how to do it one way that seems to work, and I don't ever change. When I have more than just the family, I always call Tom and say, hey, I'm having 35 people for a Hanukkah dinner.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
And let's make it a little special.
Yes, and or oh my gosh, there are 16 people for Christmas dinner, and I don't want to rent a table. What are we gonna do? Let's just change the chairs.
You change
Remember
the chairs,
that? We
yep.
change the chairs.
Yep.
And so Tom always comes and helps me solve every problem except for how to do my patio faster than 17 months. I could never solve that problem. 7 contractors
do we
and
really
17
need to bring that
months. But I'm not counting.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
So where are you going to start?
Well, let's start by saying hi to Lene and Teresa.
Oh,
Hi,
Lene
Lene,
and
Teresa.
Yep, both here.
Okay, so, and I do want to say, because Lene is here, that tomorrow Lene is going to be cooking with me on Zoom. Lene won our first appetizer contest for the summer barbecue.
Oh, the barbecue one.
tournament.
Yeah. Okay, great.
And
Congratulations.
Yeah, she was our
Yes.
first winner. And you know, sometimes people don't like to be on camera, and sometimes they do. But Lene was a little hesitant, but she's agreed to come on camera. We're making a pineapple salsa tomorrow, and I'm very excited. Lene's a
Yum,
little
that
nervous
sounds
about it, but you're going to be great. It's just me and all your friendly gatherers, and so
That sounds great.
and whatever 2,000 people, you know, look at it after we're done. So don't be worried. Okay, I'm going to turn down the air a notch because I think it got hot suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can, I just though want to show people, we're going to be working with
Sure.
hydrangeas. And this is a trick I learned from a florist from a while ago, which is my hydrangeas last 10 to 12 days. And especially in this July heat, which it's only June, but it feels like July, they last continuously. And the reason why is, I'll just show you, when I buy them, I'm waiting for Brenda to follow, is I bring them over to this sink, if you want to show it, Brenda. And I turn them upside down in this water, and I let them soak for a couple of hours. And then I take them out, and then Tom will show you how to skin the branches and put them in. And I promise you, it's because hydrangeas take in their water from the petals. They don't take their water.
Well, they do them both.
Both. But if you can soak them like this.
And actually, if you buy them and you find out that within a day or so they start to go down, you can take them out of your arrangement and you can put them in the water upside down, and they will revive themselves.
Yes.
They will revive.
And
So
I've done that too.
I have too. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so show them.
Okay.
I'll turn down the air a minute.
All right, and Lynette Martinez is here. Lisa's
Hi,
here.
Lynette. So one thing about hydrangeas, their leaves are not, they're pretty and we love them, but they turn black after a time period. So we like to usually take them down to just maybe 1 or 2 little leaves.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, because they will die out. And then as far as the cut is concerned, we cut at the diagonal so the flower can take in more of the moisture, right, more of the water. And I did something which is kind of a little crazy. This is becoming like what is called a frog. And so rather than putting the tape across the top and all the rest of the stuff, I just put the flowers into here and it actually holds the flowers within inside the vase. So that's a little trick that I did. And this is something actually really easy that you can do. And you can get these actually from like any kind of hobby store, and it's just really malleable, and you can just do it whatever you want to do. So that's my little trick.
So, and I just want to point out, this is something that you may not realize that I do, but I take these hydrangea leaves and I will just put them together very even like this, and on my appetizer platters I will place these hydrangea leaves. If you take a brick of cheese and put it on the hydrangea leaves, or anything that you're serving, which I'm going to do Roseanne's fontina and rosemary, and grapes, which everybody went crazy. Did you see Roseanne's posting of the grapes and fontina, marinated fontina? And so I'm going to be doing those, and then I'm going to turn Lene's pineapple salsa into little cucumber cups with a little bit of avocado guacamole. So.
I just made ceviche the other day with cucumber cups.
Oh, wonderful. That sounds
Yeah.
delicious. So if you just want to give me your best looking hydrangeas.
You got it.
These are not. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we just continue packing the hydrangea in using the frog so that it holds everything up.
And when do you call that a frog?
It's just a terminology from a floral industry that that's what it's called. Actually, if you remember back years and years ago, a frog was actually a pin cushion that you put in the water, and you put the flowers into the pin cushion inside the water, but it was weighted. So anyway, so we're going to do this here.
Did I get enough hydrangeas?
We're going to be fine. We're going to be okay. We'll figure this out.
Okay, I know Lisa is here. She could hardly wait to see you, so we'll say hi to Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. So the other thing we're doing, now this is something that both Marla and I, we love Ina Garten. And Ina Garten always says to take and use some of the fresh herbs that you're using in your food on the table for the celebration. So we have fresh mint that we're going to put on the table. We also have rosemary.
And I just want to interrupt and say, so the mint, as you know from yesterday's show, we're putting on top of the watermelon. And so we have this fabulous watermelon dessert. Oh, look at that. And the rosemary we're using on the salmon and also for the appetizers.
Yum. So there you go.
By the way, Brenda, did your rosemary plant make it or did it die?
Mm-hmm. No, it's in a pot right now. It's good.
It's good. Roseanne's died. Yeah, she was very unhappy.
So there's our center, that's one piece. And what we're going to do, which we'll show you when we get to the table, is we're going to use a variety of floral because we have a hot pink, beautiful hot pink tablecloth. And one thing I also talked to Marla about earlier when I was doing this, when you get your flowers from the grocery store, a lot of times they'll have all these leaves on them. If these leaves go into your water, it will actually make the water green and the algae will start forming, and that's why you want to get all of this.
So it's the leaves that cause that.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So
and what do you feel about putting like a dime size amount of Clorox in your water?
I don't put anything in.
You do for tulips though, right?
I do for tulips, but I don't usually for anything else, and the reason why is because they need fresh water. So if you see the water starting to churn, just take it out, pour the water out, and get some more fresh water.
Okay.
Seriously, that's it's the easiest thing to do. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. Okay, so this is straight from the grocery store. And here's what we got.
Are you looking for that one?
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Cynthia said she's learning so much.
Oh, great! Good.
And so I'm going to take this pack of hydrangea leaves now and put it in the refrigerator to line my appetizer plates with it
Beautiful.
tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So this is what you usually get from anywhere. And it's basically just a rough rose, right? So I take all of these leaves off. And then the next thing you need to do is you need to find your guard petals, which are these petals that are usually right at the base, and they're usually not very pretty. And so I take my thumb and my finger and I just take them off.
Why?
Because that allows the rose to open up further.
Oh.
So this is, that's basically now letting the rose go open. And that'll allow the rose to be more plump.
Look at that, it already opened up.
It already opened up, right?
Yes.
So now here's another thing Marla was talking about. This unfortunately is a bad rose. Sometimes you get them and you notice how down here the petals are coming away from the base of the rose already.
Just turn that a little towards it. Is
Can
that
you
better,
see it?
Brenda? Yeah.
You see it? So literally what this is going to do is this is just going to disintegrate before you have it in the water or anything like that. And so that's literally how bad that is. So we just take that away and you get one rose. Now you can save those.
Well, can't I just like sprinkle a rose path to the bed for my husband's birthday?
Why not? Get it back. So that's just something that unfortunately happens every once in a while. But understand that when you see that, it's not going to last. It's not going to hang on. So just get rid of it. So
Okay.
so there you
Or
go.
throw them in the bath, right?
And also, here's another perfect example of what happens sometimes. This is actually basically just rot, and it's because the petal has gotten wet.
Oh.
And so we take all of this off the same way. We just take it off, get rid of all that. If you can see, that just comes right off. And then you get down to the base. Now, there's sometimes where you will find one of those rotten floral petals even inside here.
And what do you do?
And you just pick in there and take it out.
Oh, look at how that opened already.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
So, but
Well,
again,
my question is, will they open too much now before Thursday?
no. If
Are we
they're
going to
kept-
stick them in the
we're
refrigerator?
gonna keep them in the refrigerator.
I have no more room in my refrigerator.
And also the other thing too you'd like to do is if there's any random thorns, just use your finger and pull those off as well.
And what about this leaf off?
This is okay because it's not going to probably be in the water. It's the lower ones that if you were stuck them into the vase, these would probably be in the water, and that's going to damage your water. So
Oh.
that's where you want to get those out of there.
So here, I'll experiment here.
Yeah, and use your finger and your thumb on the other side. There you go, and pull up.
Yep. Pull up. There's one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See?
There, and then
Pull
this
up.
one because it's just
Yep.
was in the middle of the two.
Yep. And that one too.
Okay. Here we go.
Easy, right?
Yes. Anybody have any questions or
Yeah.
any amazement? Are you amazed?
So now we're going to do like a little vase, okay? So we've got these little tall bud vases that we're going to use. And we're going to use these in combination with the center one, and these will sprinkle up and down the table and just make a beautiful little arrangement.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to use 5. Was that the one you just did? I think it was.
Okay.
And I'm going to use 5 because uneven is always better than the even.
Why is
And
that? I always hear that.
it's just because it's more interesting. And so what I do is I usually take my vase and find out where I want to cut it, and it's going to come down here.
Hold on, I'm gonna come around.
Okay. So I come down here where I want the floral to be, and line it up at the bottom of the vase, and just snip it there. Okay. And then that goes into the vase, and voila.
Oh, that's great.
Right?
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that again. Let's see. These are all cleaned, I think. Yeah, these are the ones I cleaned before.
And so when you say clean them, you're not running them underwater.
No.
That's what I thought you meant by that.
No, I'm cleaning all the debris and all the dead leaves and all the dead, other off of them, so that we have now beautiful roses. Take that, ready?
Alvarez Hume is here.
Great. Hi there.
Again, there you go.
What is Alvarez's first name?
Alvarez.
What's the last name?
Hume.
You.
Hume or
Well,
Yum?
welcome.
I'm not sure. It's
Okay,
Y-U-M, so.
Again, we're using another little herb that we got. We just picked these out of the garden, and I'm going to give them a little fresh cut just so they're nice and fresh. And we got these little bud vases, so these will go in with our collection of vases on the table,
And this is actually flowering oregano.
which is if you could smell, it's amazing.
I was going to take a smell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just beautiful.
And so we'll use these in conjunction with our other vases and have them be just interspersed like that.
Now, are you going to use the orange
I'm
flowers?
going to use the orange flowers
Okay.
too. Yep,
All right.
absolutely. Because
Okay.
we have a beautiful linen that has color to it that's just incredible. And so I told Marla, I said, let's use the colors, the bright colors and the hot colors with connection with that so that we really showed off the linens properly. Now, okay, so here's an interesting issue too. We have a variety of roses, right? So this is a rose that's probably been grown on a taller stem, meaning a taller rose bush, and these are shorter. And the reason why I know that is because of the fact that there's hardly any thorns on this, which means that it's probably grew taller up the tree. And these, because they're shorter, they have a lot of little, thorns on them. So we do or do not have to take these off, but if we do, it's just a simple situation where you take your thumb and you just pull off the,
Snap it.
snap the rose, yep, just like
Now,
that.
in your opinion, what do you consider to be a better rose? The taller, thicker ones or the shorter ones? Just because these are Albertsons, which they look like beautiful flowers,
Yeah.
and these were Trader Joe's. So what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, depends on what you want and what you're looking for the thing, for an arrangement. Because these are much more glamorous, obviously, and these are much more homespun. But again, you still have on here the rose petals that are on the back here. For instance, this is a perfect one. On the back, you see how this is discolored, and that was a guard petal that held this whole thing together. But we want to get rid of that. Now, some people prefer to leave it on, but I like to take it off because they open better. And then all of this comes off.
Anybody have questions?
Yeah,
Just
No,
type in your questions.
right. So again, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to make a little arrangement out of it. And we're going to have probably, let's see, that's 4, I'm going to do 5. And there we go. So that's a nice little bunch. I'm going to get a vase over here. That's going to go down to here. Vanna White, my assistant. Now,
Yes.
because these are different types of
Whoa.
shoot.
Okay.
Shoot,
That's
sorry.
okay. That's
How's
okay.
that?
just water.
Yep. I may want to put another one in with these.
Just watch the laptop. Here, I'll grab it. I just don't want the
Sorry
water.
about that.
No, it's fine. I just don't want the.
Okay.
No, right over it.
Are we all right?
Yeah.
So here's a question. Are those special flower clippers?
Yes.
Well, yours are.
Yes.
Mine
Well,
are just from my garden.
the key to anything you use on floral is make sure that they are sharp. And also, interestingly enough, you want to make sure that they are actually clean. Because when you have dirty scissors or dirty knives, this is my knife that I use, and there's 2 different types of knives on here. You want to make sure that these are cleaned and they're actually washed in like soapy water, because bacteria can go onto this blade and get into your roses or into your flowers, and it actually can have you can have a problem with that. It can actually do damage. So, sorry, Marla.
No, it's fine. We got it.
Okay.
So, actually, one thing I did learn is that frequently in your garden, you can have fungus
Right.
that is growing. As an example, whew, I got my pen when I bent over.
Are you okay?
Sorry, when I bent over to wipe that. Whew, okay, let the stars go away. If I have fungus in my bed on my tomatoes and I'm using the same clippers to cut the tomatoes and then I move over to the rosemary or something of that nature, I can transmit that fungus
Yes.
onto the plant.
Yes.
So once you're done, and I never knew that, once you're done cooking, you should always use a little bit of soap and water
Yes.
and actually get that done. Okay, what's
Yeah.
next?
Well, we're getting there, and then we can probably move into the other room after I do this little floral
Okay.
piece here. Okay. Sound good?
I'll hold this.
I know. I'm so sorry. That was like just, you know, oops.
Yeah. Want another glass of wine?
No, not really.
I think we forgot about this lonesome soldier here.
Oh, we'll figure that out.
Okay.
We'll figure that out. Again, I mean, this kind of feels a little second nature to me, but at the same time, if you really look at this, you can tell, like, these are the petals that you just kind of want to, you know, get off the rose, and make sure you hold the rose stable so that when you do pull off that petal,
you don't tear the
you're not
rest of
tearing the
it.
rest of it away.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Genius.
yeah.
Show what you mean by hold the rest of the rose stable.
Meaning, if I'm holding it here, that's holding the rose really tightly, and I'm just pulling that off. And I pull not like up, I just pull out with my thumb and that finger, and it just comes right out.
And who asked that question?
Me?
Oh, Brenda did. Okay.
Good question, Brenda.
Just if anybody is asking questions, tell us who they are and what they're asking.
Okay, Frank is here.
Hey, Frank.
So,
Welcome.
Teresa was asking about the clippers.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yes, it was
Thank you,
Teresa.
Teresa.
just,
That was
don't know
a
if I
good
Teresa,
mentioned
just keep them clean. That's the most important thing you can do.
I
Keep
made
them
that
clean.
mistake last year, and I think that caused a lot of problems in my garden. Okay, I'm gonna hold that. Go ahead.
You don't trust me, do you? I'm good. I'm good.
Now, I noticed that you're not putting a lot of height on these. These are just an inch above the lip, although these are just a little more above.
Didn't get that one.
Okay. So
Correct.
how do you determine height? I get a little confused by that.
Well, a school of thought is the fact that if you lean down like this and put your head here, you should be able to see over the flowers.
Okay, but I mean, how do you do dimension to the base? Like how far above the base, how far from the base do you go?
Personally, I like them tight because when you do them tight like this, it gives you a really nice full head of florals versus being lanky and, you know.
But I noticed with the red ones, they were a little taller than the base. So, like, how do you determine what's a little bit taller?
For me, the issue is that how they look in a grouping. So I'm doing a little more height here because they're a little heavier weight as far as the head is concerned.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. Now, if we wanted to, we can put some roses in with that also.
Okay.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah. So we have some roses here that we have left over. And again, this is a perfect example of a dirty rose. So let's take all
I might
this.
even throw that whole thing out.
You don't have to, because watch when all this comes off. You're gonna be surprised at how much.
Oh wow! Yeah, look at that.
It's a
Oh,
perfect
wow.
rose.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that
And
is
the same thing
amazing.
here.
Okay.
So that's all of that is just, dead rose. And the rose is wanting to be happy, so we just let that all go. And the rose, this is a perfect guard petal, where you have that green inside the rose petal itself. And that's a perfect example of a guard petal, because that's what held the rose together before it started to open up,
I love that.
right? That's another perfect example. And there you go.
Beautiful.
So what I'm thinking about doing here, I'm moving that way over there. Let's move these over here.
Okay.
Let's maybe take this and let's go ahead and add a couple heads in
That's
here.
beautiful.
Right?
Wow. Look at how beautiful that looks. So my idea of flowers for my table when Tom is not here is just white hydrangeas in a smaller bowl and put them in the center of the table and walk away. And it looks beautiful.
It looks great.
It's pleasant enough.
It looks lovely, yeah.
You know what? I have that gold vase out there that maybe we could fill to put on the appetizer table.
Okay, we have just enough probably.
Okay, let me go grab that.
Okay. And again, I'm just continuing to take off these guard petals, or any petals that look like they're not really perfect or lovely, and just giving us a little combination. Roses.
So I have a question. So
Sure.
as I noticed that what you're doing, as opposed to scattering them all over and putting two together,
Right?
it enhances the color, but it doesn't make it patchy.
Right, exactly. It does.
Great idea.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes, as a matter of fact, for that question, we could do this. We could take all of them and we could put them all on one side and let that just be a grouping, which is much more today rather than
Oh,
having
I
it be.
love that.
Yeah. And that could be right there, done. This poor guy's got nothing going on.
He's gone.
He's gone.
So this is a beautiful Michael Aaron vase. I just love this vase. Unfortunately for me, the fact that these lilies, I think they're lily buds, are so high up that whenever I fill this, I cover the beauty of this. I feel like you should have made this a little lower, but maybe you'll show me how to fill this, better. What I really love is this tray, this acrylic tray I actually recently purchased for the ottoman of my outdoor patio, but it's too small for the ottoman. I need one twice this size, but this is going to make a great appetizer tray tomorrow night for, or not tomorrow night, Thursday night, for the rosemary and fontina grapes and cheese, fontina cheese and grapes appetizer, and or the pineapple salsa, Linnaeus pineapple salsa cucumber cups. I'm going to put them in.
Lovely.
So I'm going to serve, this is one of the trays, which will be great.
We have a few more people that have joined. Chris Weir and Jennifer Tuttle are here.
Really, Chris Weir, how are you, Chris Weir? So nice to have you here.
Welcome.
And Jennifer, of course. Nice to have you guys. We're doing flower arrangements, and then we're going to go set the table for Tom's 71st birthday. Thursday night. Getting ready. This is our show on gathering. What do you think of that?
We're going to do, I'm taking these really short
Okay.
because, let's see. That way, I get to see.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
Okay, if you like it, I like
Well,
it.
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't like it.
Well, it just kind of looks like,
It's okay.
do I overfill it, you think? Or do you think it could use one more rose?
What we could do is we could actually use some of our greens that we have and pull some greens out,
Okay,
which would be very pretty.
like what? What do you want to put? Here's some mint. You want to try mint?
Sure.
Okay. Here's some extra mint. I just want to see how you do this. Or I can run out into the garden and
No,
cut
this is
them.
perfect.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect. So, okay, this is a perfect example of why we do this.
Yes.
Because this is what happens.
Yes.
So, instead of that happening, we want to take all those leaves off that are now turning like this
Brown.
and brown, and we want to just use them as fresh cut, always fresh cut.
There we go. Here's some nice.
That looks great, sure.
I actually just cut this mint yesterday for the watermelon, believe it or not.
Perfect. Yeah.
Well, that looks pretty.
Right?
Yeah, that mint, I mean, the mint looks a little sad and sorry, but it smells amazing, doesn't it?
It does. It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, so
Well,
good.
the rosemary is amazing as well.
Oh my gosh.
But see, this is a perfect example of what happens when you don't take your bottom leaves off. So this is no longer doing anything other than causing mold and causing problems in your water. And so when you take those all off, then you've got clean water.
That looks so pretty. But does it bother you that we've covered these
No.
beautiful artistic lilies?
No.
Okay.
How about that?
That's great. See, you turn that into such a piece of art. That's beautiful.
Okay.
Isn't that gorgeous? And so this will go on the appetizer table
Yeah, where's our tray?
right here. You want to, on the tray, you
Grab
hold
it.
that up?
Yeah, of course. Just like that.
Look at that.
Last thing we need to do is add water.
Oh, is there no water in there?
No.
Okay. Here, use this.
Okay.
Just stick that right in. Okay. All right, so so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to walk into the dining room, which I'm not sure any of you have seen up to this point because I'm always right here. Pretty soon, actually, the dining room is going to become a built-in bar area, and the living room is going to become the dining room. So at some point, we're going to start that as soon as we're finally done with the patio. God help me.
Famous last words.
Yes. Okay. All right. So here we go.
There we go.
All right.
What we need to do is we need to bring these in with us.
Oh, we're going to put those on first, not after.
First.
Okay. All right.
Make sure we got all our room taken up.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Cynthia said, love mixing the herbs with the flowers.
Yes, me too. That's such a great idea, isn't it, Cynthia?
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go back and get the other two. That looks really amazing.
How's that?
Yes.
Okay, let's move our chairs out a little bit so we can
Okay.
get into our table.
Okay.
So-
I'm gonna just explain my. Oh, I'll come behind you. I'm just gonna explain my my dinnerware. Is that what we call it?
Yes, of course.
So this is a brand of not China. It's not China. It's what do you call it? Dinnerware?
Still like what is it? Stoneware? No.
Stoneware.
Stoneware.
Well, it's dishwasher, microwave, and oven safe.
Of course it is.
Ceramic?
It's not ceramic though.
No, it's not. It's a stoneware.
It's a stoneware. Anyway, this is by a manufacturer in Italy called Vietri. And when I saw it, I absolutely fell in love with it. What is remarkable about this dinnerware is that it is, each piece is a different pattern.
How many were you doing?
9.
9.
So let me tell you how we do the 9. So my sister, who could never make a decision whether she's coming or not until the last minute, who doesn't know if she's eating or not until the last minute. I don't know if Heather is here today or not.
Nope.
But she's so cute about it. But anyway, what I do is I always put, well,
You want to do 2 down
I
here.
put 2 down here.
Yeah.
And that way, if she doesn't stay, she'll come. But it is a Golden Knights game, and so she may leave if she gets tickets to go to the game early. And if she decides not to come at all because she's going to the game, it's very easy to remove the plate.
Are we going to describe issues in regards to where silverware goes and why it goes where it
Yeah,
goes?
yeah, let's.
Well, it's interesting because silver, you usually go from the outside in when you use your silverware.
Right.
So, the outside, usually we have a salad first, so we have a salad fork, and we usually have the knife. The blade always goes into the plate, not out of the plate.
Right.
And then if you have dessert, you can also have dessert, fork, and spoon above the plate
Right.
for after. Now, a lot of people don't know why, but it's a old lesson that's it's what
Emily Post. We
Emily
call it
Post.
Emily Post, right? Emily
Sure, let's
Post.
call it that.
It, so
May I have a little moistened cloth?
a little what?
Cloth.
Yes. If you'll take those, I'll.
I
give you
will
a
take those. That's something too that's always a good thing when you're doing your tables, that you actually bring a little cloth to the table when you're doing your silverware and things like that. So just in case you have to wipe it off, you have something.
So if you just notice, these plates are a very different pattern than this. And I always put this up at the very top. What do? You would.
I just did. It was yeah. Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
either way, yeah, I
Yeah,
like that too.
I like that.
I like that too.
Okay, and you can see that this is a completely different pattern than the chargers, but what gets very fun is when you see the salad plate and then the bowl, it is just igniting. Sorry, it's just igniting. It gives me so much energy every time I look at it. So,
Maruka Santa Cruz is here.
hi Maruka, love when you join us. Thank you for being here. We are gathering on Thursday for my husband's birthday, and so we often talk about cooking. We talk about growing, but this is one of the first times that I've taken the time to talk about gathering, so I can show all of you what I do in order to have a family get together for a celebration, and that's what life is all about, is celebrations. So,
And Rosanna's asking, tell us again the manufacturer. She didn't hear.
Beatrice, I'll let you take
Let's take a picture.
tight shot of that. Did you get in on it? Beatrice.
There we go.
There you go. So watch how this comes together. This is how I fell in love with it. Oops. Do I have all the plates out, or do we need?
We are good, except for we need some more forks, dear.
You have enough plates? No, you're too short. Look down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You need 2 plates,
We do.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Look down, what don't you see? All right, let me give you the 2 plates, and then I'll get the salad plates.
Okay.
There
How
we
many are
go.
we having?
9.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, so look at how different these salad plates are. Isn't that fantastic? And then I turn those. Actually, see this little peak right there? I kind of turn that towards the bottom. Not all of them have it. Isn't that just gorgeous how that looks? The different pattern. Oh my gosh. Every time I look down at these plates, I get the biggest smile on my face. I absolutely love them.
Another little rule. Are you going to have these out? So we're going to put the napkins on top?
Yeah, but I want to show them what the soup bowls look like on there
Oh, okay.
first.
Napkins. When you use a napkin ring, you do the point towards the person and the flare out at the top. A lot of people do it the other way around, but this is actually the correct way of doing it. With the point at the bottom and the flare at the top. We need some more forks, my dear.
They're in the dishwasher, so
Oh.
we'll just leave the salad forks, and then when I have the dishwasher with them, I'll...
You doing wine glasses?
Well, I was using these. I'm going to answer that question in a minute. I just want to show.
Okay.
So if I were, as an example, if I were serving, let's say we were doing, I don't know, soup first.
Fishy swap.
Vichyssoise first, which we're not. So I'm going to save these as the watermelon bowls after dinner. So watermelon that we made yesterday is going to be our dessert. But if I were, I would be setting the table with these bowls like that, and just look how absolutely, like, doesn't that just make your heart sing? And Tom, what would you do with the napkins if I was setting the table with the bowls already on? What would you do?
I would probably do the one that we did with your mom's party and do a flat fold.
Do you want to show them that?
Sure.
Okay.
Roseanne says, what an incredible set. Love, love, love.
Oh, I
Here,
love it too.
here, hand me a bowl, please.
Cynthia
Thank
says
you.
so gorgeous.
And just do something simple like that.
There you go. So can you see that from around the back? Oops, let me get that out of your way. So if we were doing the bowls, that's how we would change the whole napkin look.
Right. You can also do it, because all of this is so beautiful, you can also do it so it's on all the way underneath like that, which is a beautiful look as well. Clean and just easy.
Yeah, very. I love that. Okay, I'm going to...
Do you want to do them that way rather than the rings?
No, I love the rings.
I do too.
I'll tell you why I love the rings, everybody, is that number one, I have this sort of sand color right here in the bright red and the bright pink. And what I love about these napkin rings is that they're very earthy. So the table doesn't get over elegant. It doesn't feel really like too much china. It's just that the napkins are 100% cotton. They're beautiful. And these napkin rings just bring an earthiness to it. And because I have crystal napkin rings, I have jeweled napkin rings, but when it's a family, I want to bring it just down just a little bit, a little more earthy. And so I love those napkin rings for that purpose. I feel like it grounds.
And
ground
also
table.
understand that there's a placement also for your glassware, which goes above the fork or the knife and spoon to the right side of the plate.
Shall we put them down?
Yep.
Move them
They're
around?
pretty
They're
much
already
done.
there.
Yep.
Okay.
Marcy Schwartz Tosher is here.
Hi there, Marcy. How are you? Tosher, yeah.
Tosher?
Marcy Tosher. So let's see. So I want to talk about so what I normally do is we fill all the glasses with ice right before we sit down. And then I have these two beautiful water pitchers. Actually, Lisa gave me these. This is fantastic. One of these is mine and one of these is Harmony's. And we fill these with water. And that way we have these pitchers on the table. I've never taken this off because it's William Ewart and I just love that these are still on. You know, I just love keeping them on, and I love this. But I will tell you what I do. So I want to just walk you over to my bar, which is probably not cleaned off yet. But let me just walk you over here. So it's not too bad. I don't know if you can see this. So I am actually accumulating Veuve Clicquot champagne bottles to make a menorah for Hanukkah. So I just need 3 more Veuve bottles and then I can make a whole menorah out of that. So I will move that off the bar for the party on Thursday. But what I do is I will take wine glasses and I will set them on this bar so that when people walk into the house, the wine glasses are out and they can make a glass of wine. You know, we pour them a glass of wine. And then we have these little pens. I'm just gonna actually, if you'll just hang in there with me for just a minute, let me show you how I do this.
Tell them about the sink. We actually make the sink into the wine bucket.
Yeah.
So we'll plug up the sink, put ice in here, and one trick that people don't know and don't realize is you always put water in with the ice so that the bottles can go into the ice even easier, and then that becomes our wine bucket.
Right, and what you want to do is be very careful that you don't take an ice pick and start trying to break up that ice at first, because I, for one, went through the sink once and I had to replace the sink. So you don't want to have that happen, right? You don't want to do that. So this is really cute. I'm going to show you how this works. This, of course, is just the empty Veuve bottle, but when you have a bottle of wine that you've opened, you can just set it right in this fabulous little, I just love that. I just think that is so fantastic. So what I do is I will set, there's 9 people coming for dinner. I'll put out 9 of these wine glasses, and then as everybody comes through the door, we take this fabulous little pen and we will write, how about if we write grandma on here? And so that means when my mother-in-law comes through the door, usually I write that on the bottom, and those wash right off, washes right off. So we'll put, let's see, Russell on here. That's written better. See there? And just with a sponge, it comes right off, and then that way you never lose your wine glass. And I like that a lot better than charms on a wine glass. These you can get at Total Wine. It's called Wine Glass Writer, and it comes in gold, it comes in silver, and it comes in green. My experience is the gold and the silver you can't see, so I actually like using the green. There you go, just a little bit of a sponge and soapy water, and off comes the name until the next time you use it. So this is where I will set up the wine glasses. I don't put them on the table because what ends up happening, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this, people come in the door, they want a glass of wine or a drink, and they make it, and then they go and sit down, and there's already wine glasses on the table, so they will leave their wine glass somewhere else in the house, and then they start on a fresh glass of wine. Nothing's wrong with that, except then instead of having 9 wine glasses to clean at the end of the night, I have 18. And so that's my way of just, here's your wine glass, hold on to it. If you need to change wines, we'll get you a new glass. So there's that. So let's come back. Oh, you want to take a look at the buffet? This is my Michael Aaron buffet pieces, and so much of what I probably will use this one, to mix with one of the appetizers. Probably the cucumber cups will be really cute in here. And these are just the different serving pieces that I use. And I've got the Vietri serving pieces as well. So, and I put everything out on the buffet and everybody goes and uses it. And there is the table. So what do you think, everybody?
Cheers.
Oh, one last thing. Here's a tip. Here is a big tip. So I've had the experience where everyone comes for dinner, even a family dinner, believe it or not. And sometimes it's like, let everybody, just sit where they want. But everybody has a tendency, just when you're family, everybody always sits in the same place. But if you have one new person that shows up that hasn't been there before, then they end up, and this happens, somebody sat right here, which is my mother-in-law's seat. She always sits here because it's right next to her son, her only child. And she ended up having to sit one seat over from him, and it hurt her feelings because she always sits next to her son.
Sure.
And, and everybody kind of looked like, oh my God, what, do we say something? But the person that sat there was actually not a family member and was a guest. And so none of us wanted to embarrass him either. But at the same time, we were all looking at my mother-in-law's face and we all felt really bad. So what I do is I always put place cards up so that everybody knows there's me. So it goes there. And here's Harmony.
Let's show one.
What?
Show it.
Oh, there's Harmony. Right there. There's my mother.
Do you want her next to you?
Yeah, my mom sits next to me. Let's see, that's Margaret. Here's Heather. So Heather goes next to me. Let's see, who else is here? Tom. Put Tom here.
You want Harmony here or here? Here?
Yeah, Harmony goes there.
Right.
And let's find Liv. Here's Connor. So Connor goes next to Tom. Here's a better Harmony. Harmony's was falling apart. I don't know what's wrong with that. I probably need to just throw that one out.
Oops.
Oops, sorry.
I apologize.
Okay, there's a Harmony.
Thank you here.
Here's a Liv.
Connor here to live in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, here's a Russell. I'm going to put Russell next to Tom, which would be okay with my mother-in-law.
Okay.
And, let's see. Who are we missing?
Where's your sister?
My sister's right next to me.
Here.
Right, yeah, right
Do you
there.
have her?
What?
Do you have her?
She's in your hand.
That's Harmony.
There was a Heather. I gave you a Heather.
Mm-hmm.
No? Yeah, here it is. Well, you know,
Oh, that Heather.
That Heather. Okay, who am I missing? Lois. Grandma. Oh, right here. Grandma. There she is. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
And Grandma won't mind if Russell's next to Tom. So she just doesn't want a stranger next to him. All right.
And
so,
there we go.
and there's the table. And so I really do, and this looks elegant and it's true, but the dinnerware is actually very casual. It's very beautiful. The napkin rings, which I was just going to call onion rings, are really just...
Get a picture of this too, because this was the inspiration for this whole thing, was this color that's down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can see the orange and the red and the pink. Can you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There we go. Mm-hmm. Very beautiful. Yeah. Really nice.
There you go.
So that's it. That's Gather with Nanny Bubby. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure.
Oh my God, learning about the florals is just awesome. Thank you so much for
You're
that.
welcome.
Thank all of you for always joining us every day at 3 p.m. It's always a joy for me to be here and always a joy for me to think about how I can help take you to the next level of your cooking, your growing, and your gathering, of course. Remember, tomorrow, Lene is joining us. She was last week's winner in the summer barbecue tournament.
So great.
She's so excited. I'm going to run upstairs and send her a Zoom invite so she can learn to use Zoom, and we're going to join tomorrow. She's going to teach me how to make the pineapple salsa, which I'm going to save, and on Thursday I'm going to use that to make cucumber cups with. On Thursday, actually, I'm going to finish up the appetizers live, because at 3 o'clock, it's only 1 hour before people are going to be coming through my door. And so I'm going to assemble my appetizers on Thursday before everybody comes through that door to wish my husband a happy birthday. And remember to post all of your ideas for the summer barbecue tournament. You have until 12 noon on Friday to post your pictures, your recipes, but remember, when you do post it, leave us a narrative. Tell us about the recipe, tell us why you like it, tell us how you cooked it, just tell us something about that recipe. Just don't post a picture, but by all means, give us a little bit of a story, and so that we can learn and understand why you love either that picture, that recipe. And don't hesitate, like some people have actually posted a note card that his grandmother had written on, and it was just like all crumbled and stained, and
That's wonderful.
you know, but they also told why they never changed that card or rewritten it,
Right.
why it's still a part of their life. And so these are the memories that we share, the aromas that bring back the memories of our life, that is always done when gathering at a table. And that's why this table is always so important to me. So with that, remember to submit your summer barbecue tournament pieces into Gather with Nanny Bubby. And on the count of 3, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Brenda, go out and
Spread love like butter.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.